Hi, I'm Tyler Bellotti, and welcome to the 8th Wiki Jing video for the Introduction to Python class. This video is actually going to be a little bit different than the normal videos. Instead of doing a little tutorial on how the statements in Python works, instead we had a little bit of a challenge. This time we're going to take everything we've learned thus far and we had to put it together to make a currency converter between US dollars and 7 other currencies. So I actually have it pretty much all done and working well. So you'll get to see it in action without having to wait several hours working on the code. So let's get right to it and open it up. For this one, we had to convert between the 8 different currencies, including US dollars, and back and forth. For this, I actually used imports, at least into the main program, while having all the defining programs like the menu, as well as the formula converters, all in a different program. So first, let's actually open up the main menu. Menu currency. There we go. So it wasn't that difficult to do the menu. As you can see here, it's a basic menu. Print the name, currency converter, print the date, print my name, and main menu. Some space. Basically, this is off from our last menu, just slightly altered. Anyway, we started with this converter can convert dollars into 7 other currencies and back. And 1 was US dollars to foreign, and 2 was foreign to US dollars. And then a little note, please make a selection 1 or 2. Let's go back to the front. And that was an input. And just to show you what you picked, print selection. Now, we had to put a little bit of a connectory here. We had to put the first if statement in with this in order to make it go back to the main menu. I'll tell you about that after. But basically is if it was 1, it goes into the formula currency, which is the formula module, and does the first input definition. If it was 2 put in, it goes into the formula currency module and does the second input definition. Else, if it's not 1 or 2, it gives you the error, it's not the proper selection, press enter to return to the main menu. And it goes back to the menu here. So it'll go back to the menu and go through the formula again if you put in an error. And returns X, just because. Now, let's look at the formula one, which was the second part. Formula currency. Here we go. Now, in order to do this, I had to do 2 if functions. The first input, and all the way down here, the second input. Now, what did these actually do? Well, the first input was dollars to foreign. If they wanted to convert their dollars to a foreign currency, they hit 1 and enter, and it would link to the formula convert currency Python program. And then it prints off what currencies were available. This one we did Euro, Pound, Rupee, Canadian, Australian, Yen, and the Ruble. Where it will give you an input to enter the currency amount, or rather it allows you to enter what type you're going to use. And when you pick, like Euro, it'll go down to the Euro statement if you picked Euro, and then it will allow you to input the amount. Then it will do the calculation, from US into Euro as Y, and it'll print your amount of US dollars is Y, or blank euros. And then it would do an input, so it doesn't close or do anything until you tell it to. Press enter to return to the main menu, and when you press enter, it'll go back to the main menu, allowing you to go back and try something different. And just a bunch of elif statements for all the others, Canadian, Australian, etc. And an else statement if you put in an error, it'll send you back to the main menu again. As well as the second input def function, which is basically the same as the first, except it converts from foreign back to dollars. Basically, instead of multiply, you change the multiplies to divides, and change it around so it says your amount says from euros to US dollars. And the else statement at the end that does the same thing. That was the formulas. Basically, when you go to the menu and you choose 1 or 2, it'll either, if you chose 1, it'll go to first input. If you chose 2, it'll go to second input. It'll allow you to choose which currency you wanted to do, and then it'll allow you to input the amount, and then print your conversion, and then return back to the main menu. But all of these had to be linked together somehow, which is why I made a link file, or module. Open documents. Now, where did I put it? Currency converter.py. This one was actually super simple. All I had to do was import sys, import menu currency, import formula currency, and then run, the first menu. And then it ran from there. So let's try it. And there it is. This runner imported all the other programs into one to allow them to all connect together. And if I wanted to, I could swap stuff around, add more programs, whatever, using the import function. So currency converter, date, my name, the program. This converter converts US dollars into 7 other currencies and back. Let's go. Just give me 1 second. Two. And we'll go 2. Selection 2. Oh, why does it always move it over? Foreign to dollars. The foreign currencies available for the conversion are these. Let's go with a ruble. I like rubles. So we're going to go ruble. Now please enter the amounts. 100 rubles to dollars. Actually, no, this would be $100 to rubles. Because we chose... No, wait. Yes. No, maybe. Yes. 100 rubles to dollars. Your amount from rubles is 1 US dollar. So 100 rubles is 1.6 US dollars. And we can press enter to go back to the main menu. Now let's try something different. Let's go 1. Ooh. Doesn't like us scrolling down. Let's move it up a little bit. So let's do rubles again. And we're going to convert 1.6 dollars into rubles. Yours is roughly $100. So 100 here made 1 ruble, or 1.6 ruble. 1.6 ruble made $100. It works. So let's try an error. Let's return to the main menu. Let's try pressing 3. This is not a proper selection. Press enter to return to main menu. Back to the main menu. 2. Let's try yen this time. And now let's enter 20. 0.1 US dollars. Back to main menu. 1. And let's try something different. Let's try typing in cow. Because that's not one of the answers. This is not a proper selection. Press enter to return to the main menu. So there's our program. And it can go back to the main menu and do it as many times as you like. Well, that's all for this one. See you next time. Goodbye.